Okay, this time I also randomed what spell we'd had. Figured it about right. So I looked it up, and it looks like, oh right, I don't even have to hold down stuff. So there are a couple of things that I actually haven't talked about that much, and so for starters, it looks like it will randomly either give you a spell you haven't discovered before, or a spell you have discovered before. But if you've discovered it before, it won't give you, it won't use up the combiner, which is good. So essentially it just pulls from the entire pool of triple combiner spells available to you, which honestly makes a lot of sense. So let's avoid the crap out of these rats. Doesn't look like there's a hermit, which helps. We're using Speed Bolt, which does, or Kinetic Bolt I think it's called. It does very good long range, but it doesn't do a whole lot of great damage. So honestly, we're probably going to want to replace it soon enough. Also, there's something about this game that I haven't actually mentioned, and I'm going to try and show it off if I can. Really need to see if I can get my hands on somebody. This game is actually cooperative now. In the beta build of Runers, they have added cooperative play, and as far as I can tell, it's actually 2 to 4 players. So if you want to play with your friends, well, they've added that. Unfortunately, there's no online multiplayer, and guess what? I don't have any friends. At least, no friends that live anywhere remotely close to me. Freaking, they're on the other side of the country. Why can't I just like instantly teleport to friends? It's dumb. Oh, quick, before we get walloped by anything, let's get Droplet. Let's get out of the way. So now we've got 2 spells. I'm probably going to try and replace Kinetic Bolt ASAP, but no guarantee when that's going to happen. Let's just keep scooting around. Droplet at the very least covers for a lot of our basic problems, and honestly, I'm again going to try and replace Kinetic Bolt. Really sad the previous run ended on the note it did. I was really hoping that we'd be able to, you know, just kind of beast mode our way through things with completely random spells. And then Hatchet Zombies just decided to come in and smoke us. After I was talking about, it's like, you don't need much health, you know, we're totally fine. The one problem with this game is it doesn't give you a health bar, and it's like, here's how much health you could have. So you have, like, an accurate idea of how much health you have left. Like, honestly, I almost wish it had numbers instead of just being a crazy bar. Also, holy hell, look at how much, how many heart... Those 5 hearts? No, there are only 4. Still, 4 hearts in one room. That's insane. We're going to be full health by the time we leave this floor, or we could die. A very small chance. But anyway, yeah. Oh, now it's 5 hearts. Seriously. That's nonsense. Okay, so I might try and do some level of cooperative play. Might be with... I might actually be able to wrangle my brother and my dad, but might be a problem. Might end up being where everybody dies. I have no idea how the game handles death in terms of local co-op, and if it's one of those where everybody is just dead, well, that just kind of sucks. I'm hoping it's one of those where either you can revive your friends or they show up after you finish the floor. Hard to tell, but the sheer fact that they've added local co-op to this game makes me very happy. And it'd be really cool if they added online co-op, and if they did, then at that point I am going to A, jump with joy, and then B, immediately start playing with other people if at all possible, because this game is very thoroughly amazing. So, it looks like this one is Escort. Should be fine. Okay, let's stun these guys. Oh, actually, that's a bad move. Well, it's level 1, so chances are we're not going to lose our Escort. We can even use them to tank a little bit. Oh, jeez. Escort is losing a lot of health. Note to self, don't have Escort tank. Okay, so it's very obvious as part of this build, we need more clearing abilities. Fortunately, we're going to need more runes for that. If I can get one more, we'll be in a good spot. So we can do Latent Force, Entopic Body, or Toughen. Huh. Honestly, all of them are pretty bad. I'm going to go with Latent Force and Defense. Because, honestly, we want to be slightly defensive here. We're going to get hit pretty hard otherwise. Let's just go around. Because, yeah, we got our class ability, which is a very good way of handling enemies. And I wouldn't mind getting Banshee's Wail. I also wouldn't mind getting the ability to... or the cooldown reduction thing, because that could be useful. Also, we get a triple. Let's get quickly in here and turn it on. What do we get? Missed completely. Glacial Wall. Ugh. Okay, so the problem with Glacial Wall is it's direct target. I actually have to, like, tell where it's going to go. So, as much as I'd like to use it, I'm actually going to put it in storage and then weep for the fact that it wasn't something a little bit more useful. So I'm not switching over to mouse for this. It'd be a problem. Now, the thing, as far as I can tell about co-op, I almost went down the floor. That would have been bad. We got ways to go, and trying to skip floors as fast as possible, especially in the early game, it's nigh on disastrous. Okay, let's just piss off all the bats. If I piss off the bats, I really just mean murder their faces with stunning. Oh, well, there's the crawler. But again, we've got at least, 10 health pickups spread across this entire floor. Why can't the later game drop so many? Jeez. Okay, well. Apart from, slight mental breaks here and there, we're doing fine. We're doing really fine. But it's floor 1. No bets on what floors 1 through 3 are going to be like. I really shouldn't have been stupid on the previous floor and just immediately murdered my face in. Honestly, at that point, that's usually the point where I just kind of write the run off and I'm like, I'll just re-record it. But I, A, feel like my commentary was decent, and C, yes, I know we skipped the B. C, why even cut it out? There's no reason why not to. I'll just admit to my failures. There are no failures here. If I ever do like a Binding of Isaac daily run type thing, I'll probably admit my failures maybe 10% of the time. Kind of hard to tell. Because, oh, by the way, I'm going to be getting Rebirth and covering it as much as possible. I know it would be a tall order, but it would be hilarious to actually have more Binding of Isaac Rebirth episodes than Northern Line. That said, I know that would never happen, if only because he technically does cover it on his stream on a daily basis, too. Which is insane. I think he also has Rebirth stuff. So realistically what I'm saying is, I would like to beat Northern Lion at his own game, and that's never going to happen. No, it's just never going to happen. Watch him just watch this video and be like, you little shit. He could. He very well could. And you know what? The way that he's handled past interactions, I would not be surprised. I feel like an uppity little kid sometimes in comparison to that dude, even though he's only like a couple years older than me, give or take. It's always something that floors me about the Let's Playing industry. I am actually, I believe, maybe a couple months younger than Let's Players like Spoon, which is nonsense to me. I mean, there are older-ish ones like Sark or Nanners, I think, is 30, Minx is 30, and yes, I'm only talking about the big ones right now because, honestly, those are the ones people are most likely to talk about. I believe Splattercat is younger than me. I could be wrong about that one. He could actually be slightly older than me. It's kind of hard to tell. I know of some amount of Splattercat, and I think he graduated a little bit after... Oh, geez, this is... Okay. So, we are at kind of a shitty crossroads here. It's either Grizzly Intellect for cooldown reduction or Soul Absorption. And seeing as we're still on level 1, the answer is unfortunately obvious. Gotta go with Soul Absorption. It's an insane spell, or insane trait, and that insanity is compounded by the fact that we are so early in the game. By the way, we have 3 spells. Let's see what I get. Please don't be a direct target thing. I can't use them. What do we get? Scarlet Salvo. Okay, so in that case, let's get rid of Kinetic Bolt. Scarlet Salvo is going to be a very solid addition. Let's get through. But yeah, as far as like Let's Player go, it's this like weird industry where you could have people at the absolute top, and they're, marginally older than me. I find that fascinating and insane, but it works in some odd way. Let's just keep going through. Scarlet Salvo is probably going to be one of my frontliners kind of thing, but I'll be fine. And let's grab a couple of these 5 health pickups here. And let's just go with the casual murder. How much damage do each of those do? About 2.5. Oh, we're in a really, really solid position at this point, because A, for starters, we gain 2 health every 50 kills. You get that very early on in the game, you are going to have quite a lot of health by the time you hit later levels. B, we've already got Scarlet Salvo, which is a bombastic, clearing, just everything type spell. Let's go with movement speed next. We're going to want to get away from stuff. But, except for the fact that it's awful in close quarters, it's amazing in all other quarters. Because, look at this. Anything behind me gets walloped. It crits fairly frequently, surely because it shoots so often. So, unfortunately, we're kind of... I'm a little bit depressed that, like, this run and the previous run aren't kind of combined together. Because between the two of them, they're... I wouldn't say, like, any level of providence, but I do actually really enjoy these random runs, just because it makes things... It keeps things fresh. You have to keep on your toes, because the builds are even less sensible. It makes things nice for me. So we get to make another triple. If I get 2 Scarlet Salvos, I'm going to be flabbergasted. We get Parasite. It's a small parasite that splits into multiple bullets. It's got a long cooldown, so I'm actually going to toss it there, and we'll keep going. So we've got Droplet. Again, I think the ideal... Yeah, let's just do Parasite there. Not entirely sure how useful Parasite is. Okay, there's a lot of Burwares. Actually, come to think of it. Nope, but now I'm using it. Now I'm thinking of portals. I'm a little bit... It's actually very hard to tell what Parasite even does. But I'm really hoping that we can get Pressure Blast as part of this entire build. Because if I can get... I'm just going to face my ass towards these guys and aim at the Hermit. It works. It's both a rat clearing mechanism and a Hermit clearing mechanism. But if I can get Pressure Blast, that's going to cover pretty much anything in front of me. Not only because of the strike through, but it's also going to explode at the end, which is perfect. And that's also, I mean, that's great for mid-range. Yes, it has technically unlimited range, but we all know that that's ultimately meaningless in favor of everything else. Oh, jeez. Everything is scary here. We got bandits, we got hermits. I'm trying to aim here. There we go. Oh, jeez. Trying to... Ow. Nuts, both of the bandits made it away with whatever ill-gotten gains. Unfortunately, Scarlet Salvo is worthless at taking out specific targets in a pinch. It's great for taking out groups of enemies. Let's just prioritize the bandits if all possible. The answer is no. Come on, you bastard. You're not making it away with my stuff this time around. It'd be great if, actually, you could find a bandit slightly later on in the level, upgraded it or something, and he actually has your stuff. Sadly, it doesn't actually work that way. The jerks. Okay. So the one interesting thing that might actually be happening here is I feel like I'm a little bit luckier as a result of being on the random run, and I'm not entirely sure if that's how it works or not, but I've been getting a lot of health pack pickups, which is nice. So we get Tase, which actually has a long cooldown, but Kinetic Bolt is worthless to me. So, let's grab that and keep going. Yeah, there are multiple health type things. I'm going to leave Parasite there, and I'm going to try and tase enemies. Doesn't look like it's working, though. Well, whatever. Doink. I think I tased someone. Nope, didn't tase anyone. Trying to tase the Burwer. Yeah, weird. My bumper spells just don't seem to be doing anything this run. Weird. Maybe it's just because they're specifically bumper spells that I'm not terribly interested in. Hard to say. Either way, yeah, it does seem like random runs do drop a heck of a lot more health for you. Seriously, 4 hearts in one room? When's that ever happened to me before? Rarely, if ever. Okay, so we can do High Roller. On Flawless Room, get long-lasting buff. That's not the one I want. Because a long-lasting buff is useful, but not that useful. Grizzly Intellect, very tempting. Static Skin, it's alright. So, let's go with Grizzly and Intellect. Technically makes our health pool look bigger, or at least our health look fuller, but it's actually bad. Reduces our health pool and deceives me into thinking that I'm a lot hale and heartier than I actually am. But Grizzly Intellect does make up for that in the fact that it really does boost my firepower. Seriously, 10% cooldown reduction? Really hard to beat that level of, like, a boost. I guess getting multiple of the cooldown reduction things would be nice. Anyway, there's our first double combiner. Hey, but we can make another triple. I do like the random runs because it does actually eliminate the planning function, and it's just like, well, what do I want? Visper's Offering. Okay, goodbye, Tase. You're, no, I mean, I'll keep it there. Because I can't use Glacial Wall, not with my setup. Let's get over here. So, again, I'm really hoping I can get Pressure Blast. Visper's Offering is kind of this interesting curse-type spell. And it's good. Oh, living statues. This is going to be exciting. At the very least, I have some level of intention. Also, at earlier levels, not nearly as much of a problem. Okay, let's just point our... Oh, I see. That's a statue. That almost got bad. Nice thing about Scarlet Salvo, you can actually point your ass at an enemy and murder their face. So, let's go with damage boost. Bullet size is tempting, especially with Scarlet Salvo, but at the same time, 10% of very little is still very little. So, it's got a fair amount of the level left. It's going a little bit slower than previously, but that doesn't surprise me that much. It seems to be a lot more to cover. Okay, so we get another room. I kind of almost wish that the... Oh, geez, these speedsters are doing damage to me. Luckily, we've got Scarlet Salvo kind of making this nice shield for what we're doing. Okay, so it looks like Parasite does stuff, but it's very hard to tell when it... I mean, part of the problem is the effect is nigh on invisible, and, well... Phoenix... Okay. I have nothing against random chaos, and I would very much like to see how it works. So Phoenix Rain is an insane spell. I've used it once before. So, let's use it again. Makes things exciting. Oh shoot. Maybe not on this tile set. Might actually be a terrible idea. So the one problem with Phoenix Rain is if you can't see where the circles are coming from, and it gets kind of hard, especially late at night when you can't see well. But does do an amazing job of clearing out rooms. So if you have a lot of hearts left around the levels, well, actually ends up being fairly worthwhile. Looks like we have at least 2 rooms left. So, am I going to keep using Phoenix Rain? Yeah, probably until I get a replacement. Not on rooms like this, though. Just point our ass end at everything, and, yep, it works. So, ooh, that's a lot of skeletons. Oh, I see. There's a little bit of a forewarning type thing. And we got the most insane amount of skeletons I've ever seen. Bonk. Okay, so Phoenix Rain is very useful early on. It's very useful if you have a lot of extra health. You don't have to worry about much, but if you're on a dark tile set, it's probably a terrible idea. But I'm probably going to stop using it until we're past floor 3. Which, at that point, hopefully, I'll have replaced it. Let's see if I can just get a number of these things, curse the crap out of these people. It works! It does some fairly substantial stuff. Wow, they're moving slow. I guess, yep. Alright, and then we've just got, like, dark mages and stuff. I can just kind of run by enemies and do flybys and stuff. Yeah! Okay, so first and foremost, Scarlet Salvo is a very good spell. Yes, that whole collision thing is kind of a problem. I think the problem with it is simply it is too indiscriminate. But I think it would actually make a really, really amazing addition to a melee build, a Wrecking Ball build. Probably an Orcish Wrecking Ball build instead of a Dwarven one, just because, you know, its damage is cut. Not that much, though. So that's always the thing. Entropy, dark, air. Random. We go with an entropy rune. Probably fine. Rune levels seem kind of meaningless right now. And that means we get another double combiner spell. What are the runes for Scarlet Salvo? Okay, so air could have actually worked too. And I might actually... Well, I'm definitely going to want to start saving the runes that go into Scarlet Salvo. Might as well buff it up. So we want air, shock, and fire. So what do we got? Enrage. Eh, why not? So I'm actually going to hide Phoenix Rain. We're going to keep her on Enrage. Because Enrage, might as well. It's not a bad spell. And seeing as we're largely just using our basic cast spells, mostly Scarlet Salvo, no reason why not to. So, ideally, I would very much like to get one of 2 spells. Prismatic Devil, or, let's just go piss off. Wow, that really makes Phoenix Rain powerful. Note to self, don't pick up health runes if you don't need them. It should be obvious by this point, but I really do not learn my lessons here. What do we got? Fill the pits. Oh, interesting. So, one cool thing about Scarlet Salvo is it actually fires farther depending on how far back you pull the stick, which is something that doesn't show you normally, but is there anyway. Okay, let's try it. Worst comes to worst, we fail. So let's just hang back here. Looks like Scarlet Salvo doesn't move these things particularly fast, which is a serious problem. Okay, so obvious problem. We're taking damage, and it's not appreciated. Trying to clear these. Okay. We only got like 1 or 2 left. Oh, wait, no, that's a floating grain. Well, that one there makes it actually pretty convenient. There we go. All we have left is 1 more. We're going to have to rely on Droplet. Oh, boy. Droplet and our own body for pushing this one in. Unfortunately, all of the enemies... There we go. Ooh, that hurt a little bit. Honestly, I kind of hate that one. It's super inconsistent. Oh, boy. Flameborn Blade. Well, that's both kind of good thing, bad thing. Watch out for the sword, watch out for the damage zones. Luckily, damage zones don't do that much damage. We've also got that obnoxious as... Oh, balls. Yeah, we've got that super obnoxious sword damage zones. We might actually die here. I kind of screwed this one up. Okay, so what we're going to do is something stupid. Something stupid. Something stupid worked, but I ended up dying anyway. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry we didn't make it to tier 2. I'm sorry that we didn't do well. I'm sorry that we died twice on level 3, when we probably could have been fine if I hadn't made some stupid decisions. This is what happens when I record at 3 AM and completely forget what I'm doing. Anyway, I will see you guys on the next episode of Runers, where we will ramp up the difficulty, try harder things, and then we'll come back to a random adventure on episode 40. Where, you know, maybe we'll do better. And I'll probably do Wimpy for that one, just because it seems like my luck is pretty freaking awful. So, either way, I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.